श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोन्मयादितरतस्य अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्मरुधाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यं सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र सर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। दशमस्कंद भागवत पुराण. We were discussing about Sudhama story in the last session, and how Bhagavan Sri Krishna blessed Sudhama, giving him ihapara sukha, and the friendship values and other things we have seen, the story and the meaning of the story and all those things. So Bhagavata Purana continues. We are coming to the almost at the end of the Bhagavata Purana, maybe another not even Dashamaskanda, end of the Dashamaskanda, and there may be another 5-6 chapters are there in Dashamaskanda, which are very small chapters. Out of 90, we are already in 83, 84 kind of thing, 84. Once this the Sudhama Charita is done, Shukhamuni talks about an eclipse that happened in Kurukshetra. That is the in that point of view, hearing the total eclipse is happening, all over Bharatavarsha got together at a place called Kurukshetra. Maybe that may be the full solar eclipse point, like the way it happened in US last year. That is, I think not last year, in 2017, August 21st. The reason I remember this date is I happened to drive almost 15 hours to a place called Casper in Wyoming, and to witness this. This is called as a Great American Eclipse, August 21st. If you search in Google by Great American Eclipse, that happened on August 21st, 2017. And Casper is one of the major place where the 100% solar eclipse happened, and we witnessed it. It was a beautiful event to see. Around 600,000 people gathered in that remote place called Casper, which is in Wyoming, very remote place. It was fun to go and see the people there. And they said 2017, the entire solar eclipse was from end to end, 14 states it crossed, and so many people traveled on that weekend, or maybe 4 or 5 days. Of course, I went 4 or 5 days ahead to get a better place, hotel accommodation, other things, and people were traveling that entire 1 or 2 weeks just to be there. And some people proposed their marriage proposals did there at that time, but when it turned into a dark early in the middle of the day, and some people even got married also that place. This is a very fun activity was there, a lot of festive movement there. Though in Hindu philosophy, that is the time we say we should not eat, we should not do a couple of things, but only meditation and prayers. But this Western hemisphere people did different things there. There is a different case. Anyways, even the Astronomical League of America, they had a conference there, Astrocon conference. So it was fun activity. So just I remember this, a great eclipse happened recently. Same thing must have happened in Kurukshetra on that particular day, maybe that year. So everyone gathered there. They say in Bhagavata Puran, they say entire Bharatavarsha kings and common people were gathered there. There is a beautiful lake called Parashurama Tirtha. and surrounding that people gathered and put the tent. Bhagavad Purana says people were there for 3 months. That means maybe 1.5 month before the eclipse and 1.5 month after the eclipse, something like that. They gathered and they had fun. There was a lot of activities. Since most of the Bharatavarsha was there, Yadavas were there, Matsyas were there, Ushinaras were there, all the kings, even the Raj people from the Nanda Gokula came, Rajabhumi, Mathura people came, the Indraprastha family, that is Pandavas, came, even Hastina families, Kauravas from Hastinapura, everybody gathered there. It was a big event, and it was almost hosted by Vasudeva and Devaki from Dwarka. Rituals were performed. So many things happened. So Bhagavad Puran documents about that. I don't know exactly. I heard somebody recording using the astrology and astronomy, both combination, recording these dates and mapping the Surya Grahana, and making sure that the dates, identifying the dates when the war happened, when the Krishna was born. Actually, they're mapping that to the calendars, like August, September kind of thing, and BC, before Christ. Something like that they're mapping. There is some document I saw in the Google. So if they maybe they have considered this Kurukshetra, the eclipse also, the great eclipse of that time, of Bharatavarsh, right? They must have considered that. So overall, entire Bharatavarsha was there. Kings and this Nanda Gokula people were also there, and everybody, see, some of them are very close relatives. Kauravas, Pandavas, of course they were relatives. Then Kunti, Krishna were the relatives, and Nanda Gokula, Nanda family, and these Yadavas were family friends. Yashoda, Krishna came, Yashoda met, even Gopika Stris were there. Everybody came, everybody knew that Krishna is coming there. This is a festival moment, like Howdy Modi happened, everybody moved to Houston, right? 60,000 people, or some maybe more than that. Everybody was there, even from Chicago also a lot of people went. Like that, whenever such event happened, people gather, do celebrations. This also happened, and Bhagavata Purana, this chapter describes about what all the discussions were going on. For example, when Kunti met with Vasudeva, she was complaining about him. Vasudeva is her brother. She was complaining, you never came to us. Did you hear stories? What is happening with us? Of course, the war has not happened yet. What is happening with our kids? Did you come for supporting? What is going on? And all those things. Looks like you have forgotten us. Those kind of discussions happened, and friends were hugging each other, this, because that was the time. It was not frequent flyers, right? Maybe they took so many years to meet each other. So that was a great occasion. They had a jubileous time, sharing the thoughts, sharing the happiness, misery, seeing the new husband, new wife. Krishna's all 8 Astamahishis were there, and the rest of the queens were there. Everybody was eager. Pandavas came and wanted to meet Krishna's wives. See, Krishna, they respected Krishna so much, because Krishna has visited them couple of times in Indraprastha, building Indraprastha. All those things we have seen. So now again, that time he went alone. Maybe one time he went with Rukmini there, that place. Now this time he took all the 8 queens and other 800 something, right? That number, all of them were there. Even common people also were there. So now this Purana talks about Vedavyas, documents this, and Shukamuni is also in the form of Shukamuni telling the story. He says Subhadra and others, Draupadi, Subhadra was there still. She was not married to Arjuna yet, right? That girl also came. Krishna's sister, Krishna Balarama's sister, was also there. So everybody was there, and Draupadi comes and meets with all the 8 queens, and these. Then she's very curious. Everybody sitting around. These are all kings with lot of services, right? Food. Somebody's arranged food, and they are having fun, and they are asking how did Rukmini marry Krishna, right? Something story started. They started telling the stories. This young generation people are one side, that side Kunti and Vasudeva and others, the brother and sister talking about that. Then Kunti, as I mentioned, Kunti was complaining about him. You did not come here, and we did not meet. You don't know what is happening with my kids, uh, and all those things. But Vasudeva replied. He says, I know we had so many problems. He says, Kamsa's case, that happened. Krishna happened to be there, and I heard Krishna also visited your place and he helped you. So when Krishna is there, why do you worry? So you have the blessings of Krishna. This guy is doing great. Krishna is his son, but he's talking about greatness of Krishna. And here Nanda Maharaj also is so happy to see Krishna. Yashoda is Rohini and Yashoda Mata. They are also very happy to Krishna. They are hugging Krishna and Balarama. They said, you guys went and then you did not come back. What is going on? What did you do? Then Krishna and Balarama explained how busy they are in maintaining the law and order and all those things. This was going on for months, weeks together. And Rohini and Devaki embraced their kids, Yashoda, their kids, and Yashoda again. She's still thinking Krishna has her son, and she was crying. Nanda also did the same. And here, another side, Krishna thought of meeting Gopikastris who were waiting for him. Krishna and Balarama together came to them. This is another group where Krishna is planning his visits like a host in a family that keeps on moving to the different groups to meet people, right? You bring your office people, you bring your friends, you bring your family members, you bring acquaintances, but you want to move around, and the same Krishna was doing. He met with all these guys, and now he comes back to Gopikas, and Gopikas, they have their own complaints, and they complained. They appreciated his presence, and how joyful they were. Now they are missing him. And Krishna said one thing. See, here the main concept of Gopikastri is, let us not look at as the women wanting Krishna. I consider this as bhaktas waiting for Krishna. When we say the reason for making this as a feminine is the affection, is the dominant feeling of the feminine feelings, right? So even bhaktas, even whether it is male or female, when they surrender themselves in front of Krishna, they become female. So we all who are wants to surrender to Krishna, the concept of Krishna, or the Krishna prajna, the greatness, divinity of the Krishna, we all become women in front of him. So that is the concept here. Gopikastris are not a particular woman looking for Krishna's presence. It is all the bhakta. They were waiting in a separate place because they cannot get into the kings and elderly people and say that we want to meet Krishna. But these people are there, and Krishna comes, Balarama come there, and Krishna, they started, we missed you. It happens with us also. If you remember, we are in USA, we left our native place, we come so far. When we go back to meet our family and friends, suddenly the acquaintances in the past when we were kids, maybe a shopkeeper, somebody like that, right? They see you, hey, how are you? When did you come? Where are you living now? They see after 10 years, 15 years. Maybe your visits are only one day or 2 days. Sometimes they have not seen, but suddenly they see you. They want to talk to you. So same case is happening with the Gopikastris talking to Krishna, and they started asking questions and all those things. Krishna said one thing after hearing all their complaints and their intense affection for him. Perhaps you think I'm not great. I'm ungrateful, and that's how I left you guys. Do you think you are not? I'm not at all thinking about you. He says, I have never left you. I'm always with you. You thought that I left. This is the same message when Uddhava went to Nanda Gokula, said, conveyed the same, like the same repetition of same concept is happening. Krishna says, this is the very beautiful sentences are there. In that he says, entire creation, the Brahma's creation, in the entire creation, we all get together to be separated. Nobody be always together eternally. We all get together to be departed. Just like wind brings together the clouds, blades of grasses together, when the wind blows, everything comes together. Same thing happens in the creation of Brahma. So finally, everybody has to separate. Even this soul has to separate the body. So why are you thinking, I'm always away from you, I'm always with you? See, he is passing a Krishna Prajna concept, that is message that I'm always with you. Why are you searching for me outside? There is a beautiful poem by one of the Kannada poet, Ello Hudikide Illada Devara. He says, finally he says, he's in with us, but we are searching outside. So even if you go back to the same concept when we were discussing the chapter 3, the nature of the nine creations, right? Navabhida Shrushti, the last one is man. In that also he says the man is the one who is searching outside for the pleasure, and he keeps on. This is the nature characteristics of a man, kind of thing. That is the chapter 3, the Skanda 3, Navabhida Shrushti. The same thing he talks about here, saying that I'm always with you, don't look out, please look inside. And he says, it is the way all things are created, they reside in me, I reside in them. And you should try to separate soul from the materialistic body. Then they agree. Maybe Krishna was very of course Krishna is Bhagavan anyways. His words were so valuable. Gopikastris, I mean Bhaktas here, agreed, who had surrendered to him. These are, one time I feel that there is a group of followers called Dasas in our Karnataka area. They are there. Even Tulsidas and others also, Bhakti Panth. Those Bhakti Panth people always surrendered to Krishna, and they remembered him in their mind. They say Mirabai used to visit Krishna. Even Aravindo Ghosh happened to see Krishna. Something like that. There are so many stories that they say when the surrender, complete surrender happens, they can see the presence of Bhagavan. So here Gopika, Shukmani, the Vedavyas, and through Shukmani talks that these Gopikas said, Krishna, we wish that your lotus feet may always be within us. Bless us with that, and we are awakened within our hearts. Although we are so ordinary people, but your blessing will help us so that we can get out of the mundane work, always being engaged in materialistic world. So you help us to get out of that. That's what is the typically surrendered bhakta dasas they ask for. They get out of this mess and they want to look at the things differently. They experience the presence of Bhagavan. So when it comes to the when I was reading this, preparing for this story, when I was reading this chapter, when the discussion between the dialogues between Krishna and Gopikas, and how they felt, how the people feel when they see the person they loved very much, what happens, right? I remember some things in the past. In fact, I as soon as I got that thought in my mind, I called this our Kannada magazine editors in Chicago. They are publishing the Diwali magazine. I said I got a thought while reading this section. I want to write an article about my feelings about how I correlate the Krishna Pragna, the presence of Bhagavan can be felt. That is just expression of uh, some kind of feelings about the presence of God. In fact, that's it. The is called embodiment, affection of embodiment, and embodiment of love and affection. The Krishna Pragna, we can say. So the story goes like this. I came from a small village where I used to meet this person very frequently because it was very near to my place, and of course they were not very close relative or even not at all a relatives or anybody, just even not a friend or a classmate. Somehow, because of her brother was my classmate and we used to meet. This is a 20-year elder to me lady. I was at 7 8 year old, and since then there was a kind of combination. And when I used to listen to this story, this lady had some ailment, and I was thinking, if I were Krishna, I would have touched her and helped her to become normal, a kind of thing. So after 20 years, 10 years, I go to place and I'm moving with my family and friends, and suddenly that person looks at me and says, "Oh, you did not talk to me." Suddenly, I happen to feel, "Oh my God, yes, I did not." Then I go to her, spend half an hour, sit in their shop and talk. Suddenly, what I remembered, that event I remembered when I was looking about Krishna, Balarama moving in different places and meeting the people whom they just have seen in the past. Of course, this entire story I have written. I have not. I just halfway. I'm in the writing the article. Maybe in 3 days, I will send it to. That is in a Kannada language, though. Send it to publication. Then, if anybody can understand Kannada, can read that story, and that will be published in Diwali magazine. So overall, my intention of sharing this thought is the feeling, the affection, and the love, that itself is the presence of Bhagavan, experiencing the Bhagavan. So we all of us, one or the other time, get this rush of the presence, especially somebody being helped, some miracles happen in front of our eyes, which is not at all possible in the world, but suddenly happens. In fact, in the last when we were talking about Sudhama, I talked about this Inspire 4 event, that like somebody sponsored this for unknown people to space travel, right? That part is also a miracle. When I was watching that series, Inspiration 4, I was feeling, yes, there must be presence of God. Otherwise, it won't happen like this. So those things keep happening with us. Only thing is, we should turn on our antenna, absorbing these things to see the experience the Bhagavan. Especially when we start reading Puranas, correlate our experiences, and this may be a nice place to uh, enjoy that moment. Sometimes it may look so dramatical, but feelings are feelings. So anyways, at this point, coming back to the Bhagavata Purana, Krishna met with them, and they Gopika Stris were blessed again. Then Krishna comes back to meeting with others like Yudhishthira and Pandavas, and Krishna is asking him, Yudhishthira, directly, how has he been so far, and how is it going in Indraprasth? They reply saying that, Lord Krishna, once we met you and you are with us, there is no issue at all. We are always happy. Doesn't mean that They did not have the problems. They had problems. They were fighting. They are still have to go to this to play the game, right? The dice game. They have to. Still, those things are there. That is part of the life. But inside, they are always happy. That's what Yudhishthira says. Because of your association, we are so happy. We always remember your stories, your greatness, miracles can happen with us. That is the mindset they built in themselves. Then Krishna comes. Krishna again, Draupadi, Bhima, everybody is there. They were talking, and Draupadi is asking, "Where are your wives? Don't you want to introduce to us?" Then all the 8 wives of Krishna come there because they meet the same age group. In fact, Krishna is 1 year elder to Arjuna and 1 year younger to Bhima, and they must be same age group. So they come there, and Rukmini is the first one to speak to Draupadi, and she herself introduced, "I'm Rukmini." Maybe Rukmini has met in the past, I believe. So anyways, and here Rukmini talks the first time and explains the story how she got married to Krishna. Again, Jarasandha, how he did what he did with Shishupala, how Jarasandha helped Shishupala so that Shishupala get married to Rukmini. Her brother has agreed. All those, that story. They talk in a very nutshell. Bhagavad Purana again repeats the story in one or two slokas, and she says, "This is how Krishna took me, like a lion takes his prey from the amidst of all the sheep and goats." So he is a Purusha Simha. She's proud of Krishna. Then Satyabhama talks about her story. See, everybody is interested in telling their stories. So that's what is happening. And Draupadi is asking one by one. So they have spent 3 months there before and after this eclipse. It was a full-fledged party for three months, I believe. So then these people must be talking over a night around a bonfire, having snacks or something, and somebody talking about their stories. So Queen Satyavati, Satyabhama also talked about her uncle Prasena. You remember, you know the story, Shamantakamani story. And she says, "That's how my father gave myself to Krishna, and I'm so happy that it happened." Then Jamboti, in the same tone, she talks about, "Yeah, at the same time, I got married to Krishna because my father did this and that." Jamboti talks. Like that, Kalindi is the one of the Ashtamheshis of Krishna. She talks about Krishna, how he took her hand. Then same thing with Mitravinda. The reason I'm telling these names is Bhagavata Purana records all these names, and that is very interesting to know the different story. And Mitravinda said, "Oh, in my case it is different. I was having a Swayamvara, and then Krishna came." She has a different way of telling. He came and got married to me, something like that. And then there is one more queen called Satya. And it is the same case. There also there was a competition, and only the Krishna could do that. He could tie the 7 powerful bulls, and that's how he won me. So I liked him because he's a powerful man. I'm so everybody is saying the same thing. I am so happy. If you remember, in the past 2 or 3 sessions back, we were talking about Narada visiting all these places and Krishna being there everywhere. So naturally she must be happy if a loving husband is in home with having fun, not fighting. That is the highest happiness they get, right? So this is what is happening with all these women. They are happy. They are sharing their thoughts with this Draupadi and others of Bhima's wife and others. Then same thing, Queen Bhadra also talks about how Krishna got married to her, and they were relatives actually. Krishna and Bhadra were the relatives. So then her father asked Krishna to marry her. So that's how she got married. Then Lakshmana is another queen. She also said, I also got married to Krishna through Swayamvara, kind of things. Like this, uh, they are sharing so many stories. This is very interesting. Bhagavad Puran is documenting these things. And then even Lakshmana also said, the way Arjuna won Draupadi, same way there was a similar competition of Matsya. A fish was tied on the top and Krishna could look, and so like this. Then Rohini Devi, she talks about other wives, how Krishna got married and other things. So this is one chapter which covers the discussion among the Yadavas and Pandavas. There's a beautiful pastime to read and have fun. At other end, on the occasion of the same solar eclipse at Kurukshetra, these sages are also visiting. Narada, Vyasa Maharishi, lot of rishis also coming. Maybe they did not come on the same 3 months before or 2 months before. They are coming at their own time. They looked at this, what is going on. There's beautiful party arrangement is there, and of course it is a spiritual thing mostly. And Vedavyas and Narada came there, and everybody stood up. All the kings who were sitting, in Bhagavad Puran it records that Pandavas, Kauravas, Balarama, Krishna, so many people were sitting and they stood up, and everybody was doing namaskaras to these sages. Even Krishna did the same, and he said, Krishna gave a speech saying that, oh, now the entire thing is complete, because the great souls like the yogis and masters of the spirituality are here, and even Devatas come and see these yogis. So now they are here blessing us, kind of thing. And these yogis, Vedvyas and Narada, they know Krishna's talk because they know Krishna as Bhagavan. They were mesmerized looking. This is Bhagavad Purana records this. They also get surprised how amazing Krishna is acting, like covering himself as a Bhagavan. His identity he is covering, and act like a normal human being. The reason they think, he wants others to follow him. The leader's responsibility of the leader is not to say that I am Bhagavan, you do listen to me, everything. But he cannot say that. He cannot be there any time. So he says, that's what these Vedavyasa and Narada Muni think, that Krishna is doing this for the purpose of others to follow. Common people can follow. And these people are so happy that Krishna is doing that kind of act. Now Vasudeva is there. Vasudeva Devaki is there. They come to Vedavyas. Then the discussions start. Most of the times in the past, the discussions were about the spiritual things. Now we have so many things. We have TV shows, we have movies, we have politics. When we get together in a party, we start talking about those things. But that time, mostly, maybe the group itself was like that, right? Even now also we see, whenever there are different groups, different people talk about different. Somebody keeps talking about the stocks, somebody keeps talking about his politics. They form their groups. Like here, this group is talking about the spiritual activities. Now Vasudeva comes here and he is asking a question. What activities can one perform to be freed from the bondage of Kamya Karma? See, that means he is asking the same question what Brahma asked during the starting of the creation. Brahma, if you remember, in the second skanda, Brahma, when Vishnu asked him to start creation, he said, okay, I can do this for you. But what if I get attached to this, if I get ego, what should I do? Brahma answered that time. If you go back and revisit the discussion we did, maybe it is the day 3 discussion, day 3 or day 4 discussion. If you remember that, what answer that Vishnu gave, Same here, Vedavyasa is giving to Vasudeva. Krishna says, Vedavyasa says, only way is worship this Supreme, the Hari, and perform the whatever is mentioned in Vedas, that is rituals and other things. And all the karma you do, the Krishnarpana, Samarpana, Naham Karta, Harir Karta, Harir Karta, Hi Kevalam. When you are doing your Kamya karma, which is inevitable, everybody has to do, you have to do. But even if you remember this Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, Bhagavan says, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. Even while we are eating the food, we should say, this is not me, this is the Vaishwanara Agni that is I am offering the sacrifice to. So bring that level of awareness. So naturally, every problem is solved, whatever that activities one can do to be free from the bondage is that awareness. Thinking about Naham Karta, Harir Karta, that is the main purpose. That is how even Brahma also happened to do. Ask the question and got the answer. Same one single key for all this. Same thing has been explained in karma theory of the Bhagavad Gita. All those things are there. Vedavyasa repeats the same thing here. So maybe the intention of bringing this again and again is to stress the concept, simple concept several times. I was talking to, I was talking to my wife and my son last month. When I was in 4th grade or 5th grade, we read about Buddha's teachings. Asaye dukkha ke karana. The desire is the main cause for the sufferings. We should not desire. That one sentence, when we studied that 4th grade or 5th grade, still we have not mastered. One simple sentence. When I was at that age, I was thinking, what is the Upadesha here? Simple thing is talking. The literal meaning of desire is all the cause for the sufferings. Yes, everybody knows. But experience wise, we are not able to achieve. That time I was thinking, why the Buddha has become so, I was thinking like this, why the Buddha has become so famous by making this small sentence, 3 sentences. Then at the age of 54, maybe after 40 years, still I was telling them, still that 4th grade or 5th grade learnings, we haven't understood correctly. So that is the beauty of this life. Though something, for example, Basavana is one of the philosophers in Karnataka. He says, don't steal, don't blame others, kalabeda, kolabeda, husi anudi, don't lie. All those things, though they are simple to say, but practicing, which is very, very, very difficult. Of course, it takes so many years to practice to master it. So same thing, Vedavyas Maharshi and Narada Maharshi talk about answering the question to the Vasudeva, about his question about how to get out of the bondage. Then Vasudeva and Devaki. Sometimes I mispronounce Vasudeva. Vasudeva is son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva is a Krishna. Son of Vasudeva is called Vasudeva. This is a Vasudeva. Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudeva is the one majorly hosted this event. Maybe he was a sponsor of that event. So now he is asking these priests, can we do the rituals in your presence? Can you lead us? So they say in the Bhagavata Puran that they performed 2 yagnas, sacrifices. They called Patni Samyaja ritual and Avabhrutya rituals. Avabhrutya is the conclusion. Avabhruta Snana also they call. So they performed with Patni together. Vasudeva and the host and his wife together performed some sacrifice, and that was led by these sages. Then there is lot of gifts and other things were shared to the elderly people, and all those things happened with maybe that is the concept of gift giving and return gift giving came in the recent days. But now I follow another technique which is called Mangala Nidhi in case of Seva. So this is I would just want to share this concept here. Now recently, if we do any major programs, we don't give the gift, or we don't accept the gift. Whatever that we want to spend on that gift, we will donate it to needy people. For example, 3,600 orphan people because of the COVID happened in just in Karnataka. Maybe there must be so many people in the across India and across the world. But by just sharing the gift to the only people who are well-to-do and getting the gift from the well-to-do people yourself, there is no fun. So now the concept we should change. It's called Mangalanidhi concept by Seva International USA. They do ask us, can you do this so that you donate whatever you want to give it as a gift to the others. Let your people who want to give you the gift give it to a charity or nothing to do whichever charity they want to give, but give to the charity where the needy people get benefited. So this kind of changes we should bring. While reading Bhagavata Purana, I felt this gift exchange happened, and mostly they gave the gift to these sages and munis who are dependent on the alms, on the donations. Maybe they have not given to the rich people, right? So that's what happened. That's what Bhagavata Purana records, saying that there was some gift. Actually, they don't call it as a gift; they call it as dana was given to those priests. But this entire session, entire event was so fun-filled, as well as it was so enlightening. None of them were eager to go back. Every king and every people wanted to stay there. Of course, there are burning issues there in the state and everything was going on, but they wanted to be there. Nanda, first of all, Nanda did not want to leave the place, because if he leaves the place, Krishna is not going to Rajabhumi. He is not going to Mathura. Again, they missed the presence of Krishna. They spent good time seeing him. Nanda was not ready to leave. Same thing with Vasudeva and others. They wanted to spend time with this. They say Nanda was asking Krishna to come there. And even he went to the Ugrasena saying, can you order Krishna to visit us, kind of thing. So that kind of things, this is not there in Bhagavata Purana. Somewhere, when I was doing some research with some scholars are talking, say they add their stories, right? They were talking about, even it went to a level that Nanda was reluctant to go back, and he was asking Krishna to visit Nanda Gokula, kind of things. Anyway, they stayed extra days. Then there was no other way. They have to leave. So they left for Mathura. It was painful depart. Everybody was crying. That's what is documented here. Then Krishna says, why do you so unhappy about the departing? You think of me, I am there. If you want to feed me something, please close your eyes. Think of me, I will come and eat. I don't know whether it happens. We have not experienced it, but I heard there is a couple of stories we saw in the Indian context, and God has visited and ate from. For example, Aurobindo Ghosh happened to see Krishna. There are so many people they mention. Even Mirabai used to feed him. So those are the same thing. Krishna talks to his parents. Why are you worried so much? If you want to feed me, just remember me in your meditation. You think of me, I will come and eat. That kind of promise he gives. And he says, I promise you this, and also to promise to Gopikas. He says, this is how you can have me. See, this is where makes me feeling this Krishna is, maybe it's a personification, maybe he was existing at that time. Finally, he becomes above human beings. He becomes at the concept level, the energy level, the presence we feel. So many times we feel. That's what I was talking. So he leaves that topic there. Then everybody goes back to their home. But having heard of all these things and that experience in the what happened in this Kurukshetra during this eclipse time, everybody is talking about Krishna is a Bhagavan, Krishna is a Bhagavan, Krishna. Vasudeva also felt, oh my God, so many years I'm thinking him as a son. It happens with any, right? If somebody's son is a prime minister or a president of the country, still they are thinking their son, then they can get angry on them, right? Finally, if somebody comes and says, oh, this person is so big, he is the one blessings in our life, then the parents feel, my God, my son is showing so good, beautiful things, right? It happens, right? Your brother, son, whoever is doing the great thing, we feel, oh my God, we thought him as a simple guy, but he's amazing, right? Same thing Vasudeva is feeling when he is going back. And he is requesting, of course, they went back to Dwarka, and then he was requesting one day to Krishna. Actually, Bhagavad Purana says, Vasudeva fell at the Lord Krishna's feet and started begging, why you have given me this nature, thinking I'm always thinking you are as my son, I'm not able to perceive you as the omnipotent, omnipresent. Why you are bringing this Maya to me every time? Can you get me out of this? Then Krishna blessed him. This is the beautiful sentences in Bhagavata Purana. Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, fell on feet of Krishna, begging, saying that, why are you doing this to me? Please get me out of this Maya, kind of. So Vasudeva became peaceful after clarifying his doubt, and Krishna blessed him. So that is the blessings that he got. But on the other hand, Devaki, still she is a mother. And she is asking Krishna, I know you are Bhagavan, people talked about you, you do miracles and all those things. I have one small desire. I had 6 kids before you, or before that the another Durga flew away, right? But Kamsa killed all those 6 kids. I know this is all your Maya, but I feel very bad that handing over those kids to Kamsa and seeing them killed. Can you help me understand what was that? Can you show me back? Krishna and Balarama both smiled at her, laughed at her, and said, yes, we can do. But you know this is Maya. This is maybe in the time of Dwapar Yuga, this connection between the transcendental world and the physical world still was open. The portal was still open. And people believed also. And Krishna used to travel between that. Now also, if I talk about this person, the autobiography of Yogi, right? The Himalayan yogis or something, Sri M. If you look for the Sri M videos in YouTube, in his first few chapters, maybe second or third chapter of his, he stay in Himalayas. He says that he traveled to Nagaloka, and he saw Naga people coming and visiting his guru. So now also it is there, but it is not as popular and as frequent as it used to happen in the past Dwapar Yuga. So let us believe the whatever that Sri M talks about. Of course, I have seen him in the YouTube. He does the magic of bringing the Vibhuti in hand and Rudraksha in hand. All those things he shows that it is possible. Anyway, that just to make sure that we believe in him, some miracles. And there is no reason that we should not believe in such people. As well as there is no reason to believe, and there is no reason to not to believe. To support our thought process, we should believe, assuming that Krishna also used to do that, Yoga Maya and other things, because there are so many examples of Krishna doing that in the past, that time frame. Now he laughs at his mother, smiles, both of them smile at her and say, okay, what is wrong? We shall do. So suddenly they enter into the Sutala, I think Tala Sutala, right? The 14 lokas we discussed during Skanda 3. So he goes there. As soon as he goes there to the Sutala, that's where the Bali is there. Bali is the king of that place. If in the Bali story we heard that Bali was pressed by Vamana, forced by Vamana to go to the Sutala Loka, be there till his time comes, then he can come back and become the Indra of the Devaloka, the upper lokas. The 7 lokas are below the earth. Below the earth means not this Bhumi. There is a transcendental world called Prithvi, where below that are the 7 lokas, above that are another 7 lokas. And upper world is called Swarga, there where the Indra is the king, Devaloka. The world which is several worlds, universes. I think I did discuss about this multiverse concept. Recently, the science is also accepting that there is not one universe, there are multi-universes are there. They are all synchronized. I think we discussed about this in 4th day of discussion or some 5th day of discussion. I did present some of the Google references to look into multiverse. There is a book also, multiverse book, Stephen Hawking's book. So now I'm talking about Bali Chakravarti being in Sutala world, that is universe, and these guys suddenly go there. They meet Bali. Bali is so happy seeing Bhagavan in the form of a physical form, and he says, how can I help you? And your thanks for blessing again, giving your darshana kind of thing. Then they talk about you have 6 people here, 6 kids who came from who got killed by Kamsa, and they're here because they have to go through this process of karmanusara being in the Sutal Loka. Then Bali asks, what is that? Can you explain? So Krishna tells the story. This is a very interesting story. He talks about Swayambhu Manvantara. If you remember, we are in the Vaivasvata Manvantara, the 7th Manvantara of the Kalpa. He is talking about the Swayambhu Manvantara, the first Manvantara of the Kalpa. That time frame, there were 6 kids for a Prajapati. If you remember our discussion, Prajapati is the Prajapatis are born by the mental, that is called Manasika Kriya, Manasika creation, not the physical. Only Manus, Manavas and all the below that are created by, after Manu, everything is created by Manu, using the husband-wife relationships. Before that, everyone was created by Manasika Putras. They are called Manasa Putras. This Prajapati, the Marichi is one of the Prajapati. He was born Manasa Putra of Brahma, and his wife is Urna. They had 6 kids. These 6 kids were very naughty kids. This typically teenagers, right? They were going around in all the lokas, because that was the time nothing was formed. Physical thing was not formed yet. Manu was also not born. But Brahma had created his own wife. Formally, if you go by logic, Saraswati becomes his Manasa Putri, daughter, and Brahma is sitting with her. These kids were joking at him, see, he is having an affair with daughter. Brahma did not like that, and he said, you guys are behaving like asuras. By that time, Maya was already born. That is, Avidya was born. Avidya was the main reason for all these confusions, people thinking wrong way, people behaving, doing wrong things. This Avidya is there. As soon as Shiva born, after that Avidya born. Something like that. There is a sequence we discussed. Ahankara Tattva, then Avidya. The Avidya has 5 different types, right? Moha, Mahamoha, all those things. 5 things we discussed in the past. So because of that, these kids got the misunderstanding and they acted like a fools. Even the story, when the Bhagavad Purana started, the purpose of this Bhagavad Purana is because Parikshit Raja did act like a foolish with Shaumika Rishi. Now that has resulted into entire Bhagavad Purana. Same thing happened with those kids. And then Brahma cursed them, saying that you are being born as the Devatas, you are acting like Asuras. Go, take birth as Asuras. So they happened to take birth of Hiranyakashipu. They got killed there. Then they took birth in Kamsa. Again 6 times they got killed. Now they are still in the Sutala Loka. They did not even go to Devaloka at all. It needs a blessings of Bhagavan to go there. Now, through the request from Devaki, now Krishna is here to get those 6 kids in the form of kids only. He took them, of course, Krishna told all this story to Bali. Bali was so happy to listening the fun part of the drama that is manifesting. So he said, okay, it is all yours. Then the Krishna Balarama carried those 6 kids, 3 each, came back to Dwarka place where the Devaki is there. This is like if you have seen Wizards of Waverly Place, a drama in typically our American kids watch this. In that they used to enter a portal, go to the other world and come back. Same thing they must have done here. So now Krishna came back with all 6 kids, and they say in Bhagavad Puran, as soon as Devaki saw those 6 kids, she was so happy. She started milking through her breast. These kids were hungry for that milk. They drank that milk. Since this milk was already consumed by Krishna, it became Krishna's Naivedya. So now these kids are consuming that. Because of that, they got the moksha. This is the beauty of the concept of doing the samarpana of whatever we eat to Krishna, saying that this is for you. Of course, in our case, he doesn't come and eat, but at least do officially, formally, you say Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmadnau, Brahmanamutam, Brahmanateva Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. This is before eating. If we say this mantra in mind, that means you are doing samarpana. Then you can say Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrataha. That means, Bhagavan, you are eating for me. You are the one dividing those things into the Chaturvidha, different portions in my body. If we really mean it and if we really consume that way, it may be really helping our health. We don't know, right? It all depends on how belief works, or how one thinks about it, and individual performance. Nothing about some doing, some not doing. It's all the mental elevation of the people. So this is all the story about Krishna, the Kurukshetra, where the eclipse happened and people joined there, how people got different meaning from different things, they got blessed. So this is completion of that episode. So I will stop here, and next is another interesting story about Subhadra Kalyana. Subhadra is Krishna's sister. The way Krishna got married to Rukmini, Arjuna gets married to Subhadra. So we have seen in our life, we want to do whatever we want, but we don't want others to do. But in this case, Krishna allows Arjuna to do the same thing what he did for his Rukmini. That is a beautiful story. When we meet next time, we will talk about it. Till then, let us do this samarpana of this story to all the discussion to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.